out of the water.
You want to move a little bit further in so people will fit?
Oh, a lot of water here, a lot of water. Yeah, don't go any further. Yeah.
Okay, we're in the bunker. This is an Israeli bunker that was in service for many years. Now they built the other sort of base right next on the next field, so this was out of use. But this is basically how they are making it them today as well. This is the field. You don't fight out of here. You fight from the outside, but this is where you hide. Well, take your, or in times of shelling, you want to find cover, and this is this should stand major sort of shelling coming in. So it's giving us the feel. Over here we have a map that can help us understand where we are. We are spending the nights here.
Yeah.
And here it is. And this morning we climbed up through here on this road all the way to Tzfat. We crossed over, this is the bridge we crossed, and we climbed all the way up to here. So we're on the eastern side of the Golan Heights. This is the Golan Heights. Geographically speaking, north of the Golan Heights is the Hermon. It's a long region mountain that is going north east, and it's like the border between Syria and Lebanon. Damascus is over here, so it's 40 miles this way, and from here to the east and northeast, it's all a plateau. To the east, there is this line of volcanoes over here in the northeast, and over here there is a very steep valley that separates the Golan Heights from Jordan. Oops. From Jordan and from Syria. Remember, we saw this canyon when we came up. Thank you very much. When we came up, getting to the Sea of Galilee, I pointed out to you an opening here that we said here is Jordan and here is the Golan Heights, right? This is it, very steep. It's the Almuk. It's a river that joins the Jordan over here. Approximately where the hydroelectric power plant that was built was over there. So this is a very steep canyon. This is a ridge or a line of volcanoes. Here is the Hermon, and here is the Ahula Valley and the Sea of Galilee. So it's very well, geographically very well. It's all elevated because it's layer upon layer of lava that sort of was spilled on the surface. Over here we're about 1,000 meters above sea level on this hill. So it's quite high up. The Hermon, the tallest summit that is in Israeli hands is about 2,200 meters above, so it's about 7,000 feet above sea level. The Syrians have summits that are much taller. But from here, it's a very important sort of position looking into the outskirts of Damascus, so early warning and all that. So topography is very clear here, and so it's narrow but very important strategically. And when the war was over in '73, that is, Israeli forces was all the way over here. There was really nothing on our way to Damascus. But we pulled back to this line because this line makes sense. Quneitra, this city over here, we're going to see it in a minute, is inside Syria. And it was the capital district during the Syrian time. And they sort of, when we handed it over to them, they built a new one, a couple miles northeast. So there are two cities here. One is really on the border, and the other one is northeast a little bit towards Damascus. You're going to see both of them over there. All right? Let's... cypress trees and fields and plantations and all these is still when there are those scattered trees over there, this is Syria. The border is a dirt road that runs right on the edge of the scattered trees. Before the lake? It's coming, well, which lake? The lake over there. Syria. The big one? Sure. There are some scattered trees right, you see there are lime trees here with fruit trees and all that. This is still Israel. Go with it this way and you get to an area where there are many scattered trees and some structures. Right? You see this is Syria already. So the border is right at the edge of those fields down there. This small water reservoir is still in Israel, but it's right on the border. The border comes this way, it goes behind the lake, around this small hill, is Syria, and then goes around uphill towards the Hermon. Over there, where you're standing, you can see the border. You can see it going away from us. You can see the border dirt road there, right? Coming out away from us this way. And the UN camp is right over there, where the border is doing this left turn. There is a UN camp that controls the area between the two countries. Still, there is a UN camp there, and there are, you know, not big force there.
Neutral zone. Neutral.
Yeah, it's kind of like a very narrow strip that is keeping some sort of gap between the two countries. There is a fence, there is a dirt road, but as we said, this is one of the most quiet borders of Israel. But the Syrians are keeping it very quiet. They're using Lebanon to launch all the attacks against Israel. And that's been going on like this for from '67, with one very crucial sort of exception, which is the '73 war. In the '73 war, it was right at Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is the holiest day. There's no traffic in the streets. Nothing is open. Everybody's either in synagogue or in their homes. There's no radio, no TV. It's a very strange day. Large valley, and this is where they had the major sort of attack or effort to break through the Israeli lines. Russia was about 1 to 6 Israeli tanks versus Syrians, and Israeli tanks were less equipped. For example, night vision equipment, while the Syrians had plenty of it. They had commando forces coming with them, and the two things that really saved Shaba Farms. I don't know if you've heard the name. It's so obscure. It's like a tiny area that Israel claims that it took it from Syria, not from Lebanon, in '67. Therefore, it would be, you know, the situation of whenever we come to a solution is to come to the Golan Heights, we deal with them, not with Lebanon. Hezbollah claims that it's part of Lebanon, and therefore we should withdraw from there as well. They're trying to keep the dispute up and sort of fuel it up a little bit, but it's very artificial. There's no really border. Actually, Israel has no dispute with the Lebanese whatsoever, as such. But all these external forces are using Lebanon to, because it's such a weak state, to you know, exploit it really. You know, from Syria, from Iran now, all those are really, and it's really heartbreaking sometimes.
So the Hermon, the current, the border, Syria, where is that?
We have the 5 top % where you can actually see on one of the hills, you can see some antennas sticking up.
Yes.
So this is still Israel.
But that's part of the east side of the Golan Heights, right?
This is, geographically speaking, is not. It's Hermon is a geographical different unit. But it's, you're right. I mean, it's
So
an Israeli.
Before what's the west side?
Before '67, the Syrians had the Hermon, and they had all this area all the way to the water.
On the water.
Yeah. It's not that they were entitled to be there. They pushed their way to the water, and they want to come back there. There are many, so for the last 40 years, or over now 40 years, there are negotiations between Syria and Israel about how to resolve this issue. Israel is very nervous seeing the Syrians coming back here. And the Syrians see this about the territory, and there were many negotiations. And one of the ideas that was coming up to the table is that Israel will retreat and hand it over to the Syrians, and then would lease it back for a long period of time. Another idea was to turn all the Golan Heights to like do a natural park. Yeah, like you could come in for the days, and you'll have to pull out.